Welcome to Multimedia Magicians. My name is Abhishek. Before we proceed, everyone, please turn on your cameras. Please help me welcome our Toastmaster for today, Nora Jackson. Nora, it's all you.
Thank you, Abhijit. The concept. First, I'd like to explain the concept of Multimedia Magicians Club. The purpose of this group is to learn multimedia techniques like graphic, audio, video, music, podcasts, and apply the techniques to enhance our presentation, communication, and leadership skills. Today, our timer will be Linda Mao. Linda, will you show your timing slides so that the speakers can see? I can't hear. Oh. Did you understand the timing for today, Linda?
Yeah, I know, but today maybe a technical, the screen is a little bit a problem, so I just launching a little late. So I will adjust it quickly, maybe.
Okay, all right, fine, thank you. Next in the meeting will be our lightning slides. Today conducting lightning slides will be Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Nora. Everyone has a number attached to them. Remember your number. Look at your window, you will see the number. And we will now get started. Number 1 is
Carol. This flower, I think it's mimosa. The color is magenta. Magenta is something that I always love. Magenta is a prime color in most of the mixing of colors. Beautiful. Flowers. Flowers everywhere that people love. It's nature. It's a creation of God. And that's where we love. And back to you.
number 2. Gael, it's you.
Thank you so very much. I see a beautiful white, appears to be, I'd say, orchid flowers with beautiful green, shiny leaves. I can say that this flower spends great time in the sunshine and drinks a lot of water.
Thank you, Gael. Dan?
Abhijit, can I say something?
Yes.
Can you start this numbers when someone starts speaking as opposed to immediately? Because by the time people speaking is half of the time is off.
Okay, sounds good. I agree with that. Sounds good. Dan, ready?
What you see here looks, oh wait,
Sorry,
No.
what you see here looks like,
sorry, give me 1 second. Something is happening with my timer. Go ahead.
okay.
Automatic.
What you see here looks like beautiful white flowers. In reality, these are secretly alien invaders who have come down to Earth and disguise themselves as flowers to monitor us and occasionally steal some of us for scientific experimentations and probing. Their ray guns are deadly, but fortunately they move very slowly. So if you stand in the same place for a full month, you might get hit. But other than that, you're safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Oh, now it's working. Judith.
This is my favorite color flowers. I think it's lily, if I am not mistaken. It is a fragrant flower. The only problem is that if you have a cat, you have to make sure that the cat does not munch on these little flowers because they could be very dangerous for their health. And I have one, so I am always trying to find flowers that it's not affect my cat. Thank you.
Good to know. Thank you, Judith. Number 5.
Flower 4 is called the Stargazer Lily, and it is my favorite. I will never forget the time I went to Pueblo, Mexico, and I was meandering around on a Sunday. It was Epiphany, and I happened upon a church there that was filled with those lilies, if you can imagine, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. The fragrance was overwhelming. And to me, who loves that flower and loves that fragrance, it was like heaven. I will never forget that day in Mexico.
Wow, I'm not really sure what that little ditty is, but it's so pretty. And it looks like it's very dainty. The stem is so small. It must, I don't, it's probably one of those lilies. One of those special lilies. I don't recognize this flower. This is the time of year when things are blooming like crazy in Southwest Pennsylvania, and I have all kinds of colors in my yard right now, but that I don't know.
Sweet pea, I think.
I had sweet peas in my yard. They bloom and they just volunteer year after year. It's actually quite lovely. But these little white flowers, I have no clue what they are. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. If I were to guess, and this is a really bad guess, I would think that these are pikake in Hawaii, where they're very fragrant, but they're tiny, tiny little flowers and quite expensive. Maybe not.
Thank you, Chie.
I wish I were more knowledgeable about flowers and knowing the name of this, but when I see the flowers nowadays, I just have to thank God for his creations. He just created so many different flowers with different colors so that we can enjoy, especially nowadays, the springtime, summertime, they are all blooming. And when we go to the park, we can see a lot of flowers blooming at this time. And actually my school friends group, they every day they will send us flowers with the names, and I wish I can enjoy them more.
Thank you, Doris.
Wow.
Number 9.
That flower, I've seen it before, and I'm sure it has a beautiful odor. One of the things that I used to do, I love gardenings, and I've had all kinds of flowers come to my home. This particular flower, I've never had it, and I can't think of the name of the plant. I have a lot of flowers. I have a lot of flower pots that I've collected over the years, and a lot of flowers that I no longer have. Some of them died in the pot, and others just died in the ground. So I'm not a very good gardener.
Thank you, Nora.
You're welcome.
Ravi.
Thank you, Abhijit. I don't understand why everybody is talking about flowers here. What I see is a white background with the number 10 on it. So 10, I would talk about number 10. Number 10 is the most important number because that is the number with the 2 digits. It has a 0, and 0 is very important because you can't do math without 0. A fun fact is, like, before the numbering system was invented the way we know it today, people used to use Roman numbers, and it used to be a black magic for everybody. They would sell stuff, they would buy stuff, but they don't know how much they owe. And some technician would be there doing the magic and give that system. Similarly, the way we do taxes today used to be how math used to be long time. Second point, I think I'm out of time. Thank you, Abhijit.
Thank you. Linda.
Hi, that is beautiful, the flower. Actually, I love flower very much. And also, I think this flower is this Sunday is the Mother's Day, right? I would like to send this flower to every man, to our female, and our every person's members man. And I saw this is the flower name. I'm not very familiar. Something like a cherry. Yeah, but I love this is the pink. So this is flower is garden is so beautiful, right? And I think that it is maybe the smell is also very good. Your fresh is not is counted the second, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
it's
many
over.
I get it. All right, thank you.
Back to you, Nora.
Thank you. Those are our lightning slides, and it requires lightning thinking for 30 seconds. Next on our program is the speaking part. And today we have Ravi. He will be our first speaker. He's going to share his journey from Toastmasters to content creator in the speech entitled Content Creator Part 2, How to Set a Sustainable Plan. Ravi.
Thank you so much. Let me share my agenda pretty quick and then we'll go. Okay. Today, I'm going to talk about a few things. I'll be talking about the background, market research, vision, strategy, my position, goals. How did I come up with my name, my marketing name? What is the theme, personal goal, duration, frequency? I'll be sharing my detailed plan. And then I'll be talking about ideas, writing, preparation, shooting, editing, releasing, and marketing. Okay, these are all the steps in it. And I also talk about the risks that I'm taking of the project. Okay, stop sharing. Now, last week I spoke about why, why I am creating this YouTube channel. And in short, I thought I had a superpower, which is speaking. And with that power comes responsibility. So I thought it's my responsibility that I need to educate people. So that is the core of my summary of my last week's presentation. Today, I'm going to talk about the market research. Now, when I decided that I wanted to have a YouTube channel, I had to do a market research and see where do I stand? What am I going to provide? Now, in the market, there are so many YouTube channels, and mine fall under a political YouTube channel. So I'll be talking about politics. And all the existing political channels, people either swear the opponent or just repeat the news. The objective of my channel is to explain the news in such a way with a logical sense, explaining how this will affect us and how do we think about certain decisions. In short, that is the one. Now, the vision of this program is to the vision of this program is to defeat Jagan in the next election. And the strategy is what I just explained. And my position is different from everybody. And the goal, now, after making this thing, I thought about goal, right? What should my goal be? Should it be 1 million subscribers in certain amount of time? But if you think about it, these goals are very tough. 1 million subscribers in 1 year. If that is my goal, how do I achieve it, right? It's not something that is in my control. So I came up with a goal that is in my control. My goal is to release one video every week, as long as the number of audience that are seeing it is more than my Toastmasters meeting. For example, in this Toastmasters meeting, there are 15 people. So I need to keep doing my videos as long as there are more than 15 people watching my videos. That is my goal. Now, picking a name. My name, I picked Andhra Program because it is related to Andhra Pradesh in India. And when somebody sees the title, I want them to know, what is this guy talking about? I want my title to explain the content before even I get into the content. Now, that is how I picked the name. Pick a theme. This is interesting. So when I thought I should make videos, there are two choices. One, either I talk about the news immediately, or I go with my own flow. In the first one, the problem is the news around you is actually driving your content. That means as soon as there is a change in the news, you should make a video and release. I did one video like that, and it's really hard. I don't want my surroundings to control my content. So I will control my content the way I want it. So the second advantage of my strategy is no matter at what time you release the content that is relevant. For example, if I'm based my content on a certain news, if the news obsoletes, my content is gone. But the content that I'm having right now doesn't matter what's the news is. It always connects history, logic, and common sense. That is why I picked this theme. Now, picking a theme, the second part of the theme is I started a theme called 101 Reasons Why Jagan is a Failed CM. So that is the theme. Every week I say video 1 of 101, video 10 of 101. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually committing to my audience, no matter what, I will give you 101 videos. I don't know that I can achieve that by the time I did that. But today I'm reasonably confident that I can achieve that because I made 33 videos and I have ideas for 33 videos and I have 4 more scripts ready. So I think I'm confident I can make 101 videos on the single content that 101 reasons why Jagan is a failed CM. Jagan is an opposition party leader that I want him to get out of the power. Okay, background. The content can be used for any audience. That is a personal goal. Now, when I have this, I need to have a personal goal. Means what is in it for me, right? What is in it for me? How am I getting advantage? There are 2 things here. First is, of course, my communication skills, my presentation skills all gets better. But the second one is when you're in front of the camera, you need to look handsome. And I am a guy who doesn't like to look handsome, but this program forced me to get a haircut every week, color my hair, go to gym, tuck in my tummy. So this is the greatest benefit I have. The third one is the most interesting is, how do you explain the most complicated thing in 1 or 1.5 minutes? That is the toughest part. That is really the toughest part. And I am trying to do that. Now, we talked about the personal goals and the duration, right? I picked my duration to be 1 minute to 1.5 minutes because 1 minute is YouTube Shorts. Anything more than 1 minute it doesn't become short. Shorts is the small videos that YouTube gives. So I'm picking one. And Instagram is 1.5 minutes. So all my videos are between 1 minute and 1.5 minutes. Until now, I haven't done a video more than 1.5 minutes. Any complicated subject, I'm squeezing it through 1.5 minutes. That is, I like it. Frequency. My frequency is every week. Now I'm going to show you the plan. Okay. What is the Excel sheet? How it is going to work? Let me share. Share. Okay. So this is my mission statement. I spoke about this, what is my mission statement and gap. Now, this is the Excel sheet of all the videos. If you notice, these are the videos that I released. There are currently I released 28, but 32 are already shooting done. They're all shooting is over. And here we have the duration, number of words, what is the release date, how many views and likes on Facebook, how many Instagram, how many YouTube, and total. So this is how I track, and this is all the list. If you see these lines, these are important because I only shoot in these intervals. Okay, I only shoot a video monthly once. When I shoot 5 or 6 videos. Why can't I shoot every week? It's really hard to shoot every week. I will explain this more in my next speeches when we talk about camera setup and video editing. But the point is, it takes half an hour to set your camera, lighting, audio. It takes half an hour to set it up, and half an hour is a lot of time. So the way I planned it is, I have a bunch of ideas. Currently, I have around 40 or something around 43 or 46 ideas. And currently I have 5 scripts. And then when I finish 5 or 6 scripts, I take the shooting. Okay, shooting means camera editing. Then every Friday I edit the video and then release it. Okay, now this is how the call sheet looks like. See, okay, speech writing day, shoot day, editing day, release day, re-evaluation day. These are all the minimum tasks that we need to do when we have a video or thing. Now these are both of my channels. See, I made them more colorful. This is my Instagram channel. So if you notice, all these things are based on some historical theme, and I will talk about logic here. These are all the videos. I will send the link in the chat. Hope you guys can follow if you're on Instagram. And YouTube link is very similar to that. Okay. Now let me go back to the agenda. So I spoke about the idea. I spoke about the working copy, which is the script, and the results, Excel sheet that I showed, and the tracking. Now risk. Now this is like a company, and it also has the risks and everything associated with the company. The biggest risk that I have is, since I'm taking one political side, it might affect me. You know, I may not be able to go back to India if the channel really succeeds. So yeah, these are the things I want to say today. Let me check my timer. Timer is green. I would like to pause here to any questions that you might have on the idea, mostly how I do something, or what do you guys think? Yes, Eileen.
Yeah, Ravi, why do you say you can't go back? I mean, that sounds pretty dire.
So this channel is a socio-political channel. I am taking a side and criticizing a leader. And not all countries are like American countries where you can criticize your president or your chief minister or anybody. So it's not a good idea to criticize leaders in India. That is the reason I'm telling, if this channel succeeds, I may not be able to go back. Like the Russian guy, remember, who ran out of Russia and stays in America somewhere? Yeah, okay. Any other questions on the plan? Yes, Dory?
Is it all one-man plan, one-man jobs, or do you have people helping you in the shooting or anything?
No, Dory, it's everything one-man job. And that is a challenge. So when we are having one-man job, you can't take one speech, shoot it, edit, and release. That's really hard. The best way is ideas, scripts, shooting, release. Yeah, one-man job.
Is that the rule, or
No, that is how I work. That is how I think is more efficient. For example, look at this. There are some Amazon TV shows, right? They actually finish shooting every time. You know, Game of Thrones, they have finished entire shooting, but they only release once a week because they do final cuts or little editing and things like that. So I thought this is more efficient and easy because, see, setting up the stage, camera, mic is really hard. Even a small mistake you do, you don't identify the mistake for a very long time until you put on your headphones and listen clearly. So if you have a setup, it's better to take 5 shoots. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is your goal to monetize the channel?
I mean, I'm not looking for any money on this one.
Okay.
No, but I'm happy if people see the channel. That's all. So the channel is this thing. Okay. We have this NPR, right? And those guys explain the news in a logical way or a debate way. My job is to do similar thing like that. I don't criticize or I don't repeat the news, but I explain the news in a way which makes sense. Okay. Yes, Josephine.
Hi, Ravi. It's a really nice work that you have done. I have one question. Your videos, are they politically charged?
Politically charged?
Yes. You know, in India, it's democratic, and I have a lot of friends who are very, very open, or what shall we say that? And so I really do not see why you cannot go back to India. And have you received any feedback from any of the parties, probably to join them or campaign for them?
My videos do get shared in a party website or a party political channel. My videos do get shared on that channel, but that party is not in power. Of course, right? Of course. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, comparing you with Hassan Minhaj. Yeah, his talk shows, or rather his comedies, are very politically charged.
Yeah, but if you know,
so definitely it's definitely very enlightening to see another one Indian who is for that too, right?
Yeah. Okay, timer, are we done with our questions, or what is the okay? Any last question?
Yes,
yes,
red. Red.
Yeah. Okay, Abhi, can we pause, or can I take one more?
Nora said we're done with.
Oh yes.
Now we're gonna have a 4 to 6 minute evaluation next, so you will still get feedback on your.
Thank you.
Okay, timer 4 to 6 minutes. Who would like to start? Alita, would you like to give some?
Okay, I will get it out of the way. Yeah, Ravi, you know what you're doing, and you spoke with real sincerity. Credibly. This is how you got to do it. Boom, 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 boom. So I felt like you know what you want to tell us. Your spreadsheet though was mighty tiny, and I don't know. It sounds like you have a good plan, and obviously you're doing well if you've already released 28 of your 101. You got a good plan, and I like the fact that you are looking good now. As a side effect, that's good. It'll help you out in other ways. I really could critique a whole lot about what you've done. You have a good, strong voice, and you know what you're doing, but your spreadsheet was just a little bit too busy, too much information.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to someone else. A few seconds, give some feedback on.
I have been trying to get my hand
Okay, Judith.
It really worked very well. Okay, so it was interesting. There is one issue here that you do have to remember, is that you have to speak slowly, because sometimes you not pronouncing the words exactly the same way they should be pronounced in an English language, and it's hard to know what it is. So you just have to, if you want us to understand everything you say, it has to be enunciated better. And the other thing is that you talked a lot about your program, but we have no idea what it is that you're doing with it. What's on it? What is your intent of this whole thing? Okay, we know that you can't go back to India, but you are here. So what do we learn from this? Why should we care? So that's the thing. You need to tell us why should we watch this and what the content is. So that my thoughts on that one.
Thank you.
I have a comment.
Oh, I was going to call Josephine, and then I'll call you, Doris. Okay, Josephine, a few comments about his presentation.
You have done a very good job. There's one thing definitely resonates with you, somebody who believes in standing by a political agenda. The one thing I felt in your speech is probably you can explain why the content-wise, what are exactly your content? Secondly is, what are the challenges that, it looks more to me more like a program management spreadsheet with Excel and all that, but how many you have already done, and there's a lot of numbers there, but numbers don't really resonate with people. You need to have like big picture, saying that a slide that says a typical developed time of that, and probably you have to do some research. All right. I think rather than putting up all those Excel numbers, probably you want to just mention how much time you spend on research, what are the contents you cover, and what are the challenges you have discovered or encountered during your journey to get you so far, and what is your end goal. I think the end goal is not there yet. It's not the number of a number of videos you are doing. Is what is the eventual impact. That is I think that's missing in your speech.
Thank you, Josephine. Doris.
Rafi, I think you have done a great job telling us the whole process, of being a content creator. And I kind of understand the whole process. I wish that, in your slides, the prints, the text fonts will be bigger, and so that we can just see it rather than so small. And maybe include some graphics instead of just Excel charts. Because graphic and pictures will be more attractive. And then at the end, maybe give us a sample of your example, 1 to 2 minute thing. I mean, 1 minute example, what you have done. I think that will be great. Great job.
Excellent. Thank you. We do have time for one more. If you want to get it in right quick, we have time for one more.
Karen was having the feedback. Karen, go ahead.
Oh, I came in so late. I thought maybe I'd missed it. I have one question and one question only. I have a YouTube channel and I do recordings. And I think your idea of doing them rapid fire after the setup and everything is a good idea. But how do you stay current with current events? If this is some type of political commentary, how do you stay current and have, what's been pre-recorded fit what is maybe the third thing down the line, the third podcast down the line?
Yes. Yeah, I would like to answer the question. Now, when I started this channel, I had to pick something. Do I need to pick stay on the current, or do I need to pick something that is my own made? Okay. Now, if you look at the newspaper, newspaper expires in a day, right? But if you look at a magazine expires in 30 days. The reason why magazine expires in 30 days is because there are cover stories. They don't tell the news. They explain the news in a research-oriented way. Similarly, my channel, I talk about the news and events, but I talk about them in a logical way. And no matter at what time you see the video, it is still relevant. For example, now Trump made some racist comment. Now, even now I can make a video on that, and it is still relevant. And I will tell we should identify how racism spreads, how people think about racism, and why some leaders talk about racism. It is an analysis, right? One is analysis. The second one is just saying Trump is bad, he's racist. That is a current affairs thing. But I would like to, for example, in the racism part, I would like to tell, all humans are inherently racist, and people just become groups when you talk about race. And that is the reason political leaders use race to get us into their side. So I try to make in a logical way.
All right.
I don't know if I, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to our next speaker. Great job, Robbie. Our next speaker is Elaine. Elaine is going to demonstrate how to use your advanced features of Zoom in the speech entitled, Immerse Yourself in Your Content Using Advanced Zoom Screen Share. Let's welcome Elaine.
Thanks, Nora. All right, let's get it going. And maybe it looks like he's got a video blog, so perhaps Ravi might use this in his. Now, you know, Mr. OBS, Mr. super duper Zoom software guy, Abhijit, always is using, look at him, he's like in the middle of his content. He looks so great, doesn't he? Look, Doris has a virtual background. Chie is making me hungry with her virtual background. Linda looks really professional, right? Judith is somewhere outside in a gorgeous place. I wish I was there too. So, you know, we have specific abilities already, I see on the screen with the people here. Now there's a few more tips with using screen share with advanced tips. I hope somebody gave me the superpowers I need to share screen. Excellent. He's on it, of course. So just so you know, when you go to your video settings, you have options like blur your background, choose video, virtual background. Everyone know about those? Raise your hand if you do. I'm gonna guess you do. Okay. We're at least at the beginner level. So a few things about screen sharing, and I'm going to share my screen now and show you what I'm talking about. And what I'm doing is, it looks like OBS software, but this is built right into your Zoom software. You can do it right now. Now I just started sharing the screen. It takes a little bit of time to load, and now you should see, I hope, my title slide and me down in the corner. Everyone see that? Good, we got thumbs up, fabulous. Okay, and I can see some of you. I'm going to, if I do a full screen, I can actually see everybody in tiles. And I can put it over onto my second screen there. And now I see me down in the corner. So this is what we're talking about with immersing yourself in your content. So I would like, by show of hands, to see who is doing this kind of technique already. Put your hands on up. All right, about a third, I would guess. Okay, so this is just Zoom advanced screen sharing. And I'm going to walk you through how to do it and hopefully take some questions on it. Okay. The first thing you do is when you want to share screen. So this is me live down here. That is me Memorex up there. Remember that ad? Is it live or is it Memorex? Okay. So I changed my shirt so you know red is live. Okay. So this is me setting it up before. This is my Zoom. And as you know, there's this green button down at the bottom here where you are able to hit to share your screen. And when you do that, you get a pop-up window that looks like this. And I'm going to move myself over. That's one nice thing about this. You can move yourself out of the way. Okay. And it gives you basic, advanced, and files across the top here. If you can see my cursor, I hope, right? It's big, it's pink. Okay. You're going to pick advanced over there, advanced. Okay. When you pick advanced, it brings up this window. And over here on the left, you see PowerPoint as virtual background. And when you select that, it brings up a pop-up that shows you all the PowerPoints that are in the well, they happen to be in the downloads for me. It's going to a PowerPoint that you made already, and you can choose it. And when you open it, it's going to pop it up, and then you're down here in the corner. So that's basically what happened. This is a slideshow of me demonstrating what you're seeing live. And this is something I did for the kids I teach. We were talking about which word to punch in a sentence so that it makes a different meaning. Where is the dog? Where is the dog? Right? Okay. And this way I can see them and they see me on the screen too. So that is, part of being a presenter is we're losing that contact. They're all looking at your slide and not at you at all. This way they're looking at you and the slide. So that's why I like doing the advanced screen share. Okay. It allows you to be big. Okay. See, you can resize yourself on the screen. It allows you to move around. You can move yourself around on the screen. And it allows you to pop out. You can do view full screen, and you can see everybody tiled. I'm seeing everybody tiled here on my screen on the right as I look at my content. Okay, and then finally, when you want to stop, you go up to the top and hit stop share. But you can also, so have some fun with this. You can look at this. This is like my office, everyone. Oh, it's a fabulous place. You got to come see me in my fabulous Ocean View office. So, there's different things you can do. If you look at that advanced tab, you can share audio, you can share video, you can share input from a second camera, all things for a future speech. Very simple though. You can do this right now. You just go to your share screen, advanced tab, have your PowerPoint loaded there, and you can appear on the screen along with your PowerPoints. Any questions at this point? Happy to take questions. Judith.
I just like to add something to it. So when you have your picture on the screen, you can click on your picture and you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller.
Yeah, you can resize it.
Yeah, so I think that people may
That's why I was big. I was resizing it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know if everybody knows how to resize it. So
You
that's
can move all around, out of the way, big, small. It's fun. Yeah. Any other questions about that? And I don't see any. So
I just want to make a comment. I thought that your red shirt, I mean, it really stood out, and it looked really great on your presentation.
Thank you.
The color, right? Very saturated.
Thank you. Okay, fabulous. Okay, and Abhijit.
Abhi is raising his hand.
How is Miss are there any computer requirements while doing that? Does it affect your speed when you do it? Anything?
Right. I find that if I have a big PowerPoint, it takes a while to load and it slows things down. My computer is old. It is over 10 years old. Well, yeah, it's old. So, but I'm running the latest Zoom version and whatever it is, I just updated it with the April updates. So anyway, really nothing beyond that. Dan.
Yes. When you combine your shared screen with the camera image, are you limited to just your own camera image, or could you show the camera image of whoever the current speaker is? The reason I'm asking was because for Toastmasters meetings, that would be a pretty good way of doing table topics. Like, for example, during today's flowers reactions, it would have been nice to see the flowers on one part of the screen and the speaker on another.
Right. I'm just looking at one camera.
You can actually do it. You can't do it.
You can, okay.
Yes, I have to go on and see exactly. Yes.
Okay, next speech is Judith, and she's going to explain how to set up the tabletop. Take it away, Judith. Okay, we'll see you next week while she trains us on that. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's just doing the camera input for me. I would not know, for example, how to switch it to your camera on screen. Just saying. But it does have a separate, like if I had a second camera here, input into here, and it could switch. I could switch between them. It looks like. I haven't done it, but it has that option. So go to the share advanced, play around with the tabs and see, show it off to your next speech, your next audience, and show them that you're now working with advanced Zoom. Okay, Doris.
Do we have to set up how much of our image will be there? You know, like how much, just the head or with the waist up, part? And also for the PowerPoint part, do we have to adjust that it will leave some space for that image?
So you need to design the slides so that there's space for you in it. It won't automatically do that. For PowerPoint, you need to create the PowerPoint ahead of the meeting. But if you edit it during the meeting, it will, and you'll be able to reopen the PowerPoint and it'll load the changes. And then it starts you down in the lower corner, just like you saw in the demo.
Mhm.
And that's where it starts you. And then you can resize and move yourself around.
I see. Thank you.
That answer your question? But no, you, just like your background, like your virtual background, it will cover it up. So you have to, you know, move yourself around, but it lets you move yourself around. That's the beautiful part, Doris.
So I no, for me, probably I will just, for my PowerPoint, I will set up to not full screen for the PowerPoint, maybe, you know, 2/3 of the screen, and then I have me and on one
Absolutely.
side. So
And then
that
you
it
can,
will
so
be
let's
not-
say, like, if you're like this, right, and here's your PowerPoint, you can point to it and things, you can play with it
right
a little bit like that if you'd like.
Yeah. But if I set the PowerPoint full screen, I may be blocking some of the materials. You know.
And then you can resize yourself like I did and move yourself around. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, but I don't know if I will be good enough to resize at the spot.
It's easy. You just hover over it, it highlights it, and then you can grab at the corner and stretch it or shrink it. And then hover over the top of it. It gives you that cross and you grab it and move it around. It's
And
really
then people won't see
correct.
that process, right?
Correct. You
Okay.
just move around. Wasn't I just jumping around and moving around?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why you didn't see it. I saw it, but you didn't.
I
So
see.
yeah,
All right.
jump on in there and play around. That's my suggestion at your next Toastmaster meeting. Play around and see and start working with it. I
All
think
right.
my time's up. Linda's flashing the red sign, so I'm gonna go. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Well, I think we can give Linda, can we set the timer for 2 to 3 minutes feedback? If anybody has any more questions, 2 to 3? Yes, all right. Any more questions for Elaine? Well, we don't have any more questions. That was really a nice presentation, Elaine. I learned something new about advanced Zoom today because I've been trying and things just haven't been working. Let's have the timers report for the speeches. Let's give Robbie's report.
Yeah, thank you, Roland. Yeah, I'd like to talk about our timer reporter. So our speaker one is the Rava Edison. It took the speech on the 30 minutes. And the speech 2 seconds, and Elaine Long is to take 11 minutes. So it's totally a wonderful the speech, and we learn a lot. Thank you so much. 2 speeches, wonderful. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Next on our meeting is a general evaluator.
Nora,
Oh,
can
I'm
we
sorry.
do feedback for Elaine before we go to G?
Oh, yeah, I did. I opened it up for feedback and nobody gave any. All right, we can do it. We can try it again. Feedback for Elaine. Let's start with who hasn't spoke today. Robbie. I'll start with Robbie.
Yes. Elaine, I really like your presentation. And the nice thing that you really did is how you managed moving the images, slides when you're on the screen. That is more than a presentation. I would call it as a demo, which is generally harder than just speaking because you are both speaking and talking and showing. I appreciate you doing that very well. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Carol, would you like to?
Yes, thank you, Elaine, for telling us how to use the advanced Zoom using PowerPoint, something like a background. Are we able to pause that background if you are speaking using the slides, if we do not want the slides, can we pause the slides?
Right. I don't use transitions, so I don't know, like, if you had transitions on your slides, if it would pause it. But I just advanced. I don't know if you saw. No, probably not. When I'm looking at me on the background, down at the bottom, there's an oval with a forward arrow and a backward arrow. There's no pause, so I'm able to click forward with that, and it shows me 1 through 12 slides. That's how many slides I had. It shows me the size of the deck.
Yes, that's all from me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Linda, would you like to give some comments?
Yeah, I'd love to the Elaine's the speech. I thought it's the very dramatic and very motivation, right? And I also is the feel the Elaine's very passionate and very want to share all information to all of us. Thank you, Elaine. I have one question about Elaine. So when you're the drawing playing on the screen, so just totally just one computer, right? Everything is on the one computer. Not seems like alphabet at the 2 screen and 2 computer. Is that correct?
The way I have one computer and it's a laptop, so I have a built-in screen. That's where the camera is on, and then I have a second screen over here.
Oh yeah.
And so
It's
that
also
I
with the
like
2
that.
screen, right?
I
Okay.
prefer it, but yeah, I mean, some people use tablets, some people just have one screen, and yeah, I can't really speak to the challenges of that.
Yeah, I think it's only the one screen we cannot control, right? It's definitely used the 2 screen.
You would still be able to do it pretty easily. What happens is you want to not be in, well, if you make it full screen, then it'll pop up the participants window in a separate window. And then you can have you'll have to readjust your view window and to see yourself.
I try use the one screen, but I cannot get it. So I
Yeah.
would try 2 screen. Yeah, thank you so much.
I agree. I prefer everyone, whenever you're speaking like this and you want to see faces and reactions and like, hey, ask some questions, because I love asking. I think it's key to make eye contact and ask questions of your audience.
Yeah, that's
So
correct.
I highly recommend a second screen, and then you can put you can manage that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That is more connection, right, with audience. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we have the time for maybe one more question. The time is running out. If it's a short question, let's keep it short. Is that Doris? Did you want to have?
Yes,
Right.
yeah. No, Elaine, thank you so much for showing me. This is one thing that I really, really want to learn, so that I can use it in my presentation. And you made it very clear how to use it in the advanced setting, and it's easy that I can try. Thank you very much for showing me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thanks,
Thank you.
Doris. If there's anything else you want to learn, put it in the chat, okay? Because we're trying to bring useful, value-added topics to these meetings. So please put it in the chat, and we'll make a note.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Elaine. Well, we've run out of time. It's time for our general evaluator to tell us how we've done on our meeting today. And I'd like to bring on Chie.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Congratulations, we had a successful meeting, and successful in more than one way, because both of the speakers were on topic for this club. Multimedia presentations about videos using the advanced features of Zoom. Perfect. These are super good topics. One thing that would move the round robin evaluation a little smoother is to queue up the evaluators in chat ahead of time. Sometimes you see Abhijit do that. I think Elaine does that sometime. So a Toastmaster can send a chat to a few people ahead of time so that we don't have a dead airspace when we transition to the round robin evaluation.
Okay.
And Thank you so much, Linda. You really did a fabulous job of keeping us on time. Look at this meeting just ran like clockwork. You got these people to start and stop at the right times. Wonderful. Thank you all for a fantastic meeting. And I'm going to turn it back over to our Toastmaster, Nora.
Thank you. Thank you for that great feedback on our meeting today. At this time, I'd like to get feedback from our guests. So I'll start with, is Carol, are you one of our guests? I can't really tell. Okay, Carol, can you give feedback on our meeting? What did you think about our meeting?
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. It is always wonderful coming in to these multimedia magicians. I learn a lot, and I love the people here. So generous, so kind to share whatever you know that most of us don't know. And in time, when we learn, it's time for us to give back soon. That is what is my mission. Thank you.
Okay, so this is not your first meeting, is that right? You've been here
Maybe
before?
the second or third.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, we hope you come back again and consider maybe joining the club. All right, we have, let me see, Dan, how did you find the club and what did you think of the meeting?
I found the club because Hobby's a member of a lot of different clubs, including NSpeak, which is my regular. So he sent out an invitation for this one. I mostly attended because it's been a while since I've seen Robbie, and I was curious what he's been up to.
Okay, so we are really wanting to build our membership in this club, and we have a lot of guests, and we want you to consider doing just that. Josephine, what did you think of our meeting?
Oh, thank you, Abhijit, for inviting me to this club. Abhijit came to my club, Scumbag, Santa Clara University MBA Toastmasters, and he gave a speech on the GPT. It was mind-blowing. My gosh, his presentation skills was really taking up to another notch. He was doing the ChatGPT programming, could I say programming real time? And it definitely impressed a lot of our members. Hence, where I'm here to check out some of these techniques he has been showing. Thank you so much, Abhijit, for extending the invitation. Yeah, I definitely learned a lot today. I've been doing a lot of Zoom calls, and definitely Elaine's tips on how to get a mini me in the presentation. That helps a lot. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Gail, give us some feedback. What do you think of the meeting?
Thank you so very much for acknowledging me. I think the meeting was a great one. It was full of energy, and I love the presentation. I've learned a lot from each of you tonight, the presenters. This is probably my second time. Thanks, Abhijit, for inviting me, but I'm really not a night person, so that's why I haven't been accepting all of the invitations. But since I sat through it tonight, I think I definitely will be back. I see lots of information and stuff that I don't know that I am really willing to learn. So yes, I will sacrifice and I will definitely be back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gail. Karen, give us
Yes.
some feedback.
Let's see. I visited tonight because this is the one night out of the month that I can, and I received an invitation. I've experimented with a lot of the things that you were doing here today, but I've been using PowerPoint, and then also I'm wanting to use a projector. It just looks easier than trying to do it with two different laptops. But I'm just here to soak up whatever I can soak up and learn to do this in a very smooth and professional way. I've experimented with everything that was presented here tonight, and it's not totally in my brain yet. I need more practice.
Right. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Doris, what do you think of the meeting?
Yes, thank you. Bridget sent me the notification every week, and I look at the agenda for today, and both topics are very interesting. So that's why I came and learned a lot from both speakers. Great job. So this is a learning place for me as well. Thank you so much for your generosity for sharing.
All right. Thank you. Did I reach everybody? Oh, no, Alita, you've been here more than once.
Oh, I've been here. I come all the time because I'm almost an addict to Multimedia Magicians, to your club, because I'm not that talented myself and I really don't use them. But geez, Elaine, you made that sound so easy.
Mhm.
I am going to try it. Well, locally out. That's great. I mean, geez, me. Yeah, and I came because I saw the agenda, and I already heard the first one of Robbie on his content creation, and Elaine, I love you, so I wanted to come to support y'all.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Alita. And Judith, not going to leave you out.
Oh, that's all right. I agree with Chi. I think this is one of the few meetings that actually had to do with all these multimedias, and I thought it was really great. It's always good to learn different things. And Nora, you may want to think about speechcraft if you are thinking about including having some more members in your club. So,
Oh, okay.
since I
Great
happen to
idea.
be the speechcraft coordinator in District 1. So just in case
Oh.
you want to know more about this, I'm always available.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that information. With that, and again, thank you, Judith, for mentioning that. Yes, we wanting to build the club. We have more time for you to come, members, guests to come in and join the club, and we spend more time working with multimedia. That's something that we want to do, and that's one of the goals of the club. At this time, I will return conduct to Abhijit for his closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Nora, for doing a wonderful job.
Thank
I
you.
want to highlight one thing. We have a conference coming up on May 20 and 21st. I hope you can all sign up. We have a fabulous lineup. I'll share the link with you. You can see the lineup. We have 2 world champions. We have second runner-up of the 2020 World Championship, and we have Seema Dahal, who's going to talk about social media. So please sign up, and we will see you again in 2 weeks here.
And you have Lance Miller, right?
Yes, we have Lance Miller. We have Lance Miller, we have Aaron Beverly, we have Elaine Lung, and not Elaine Lung. We have, sorry.
Anyway, you have Lance Miller, and he is absolutely just a fabulous human being. Besides, he is a great to learn a lot how to be a champion speaker.
True. Very true. Thank you, Judith. This meeting is